What's up guys, today we are going to be ranking LEGO YouTubers, but with a bit of a twist. Instead of basing it off of their content or them as people, we're going to be basing it off of their favorite LEGO piece. I've reached out to as many content LEGO creators as I could think of and asked them what their favorite piece is. We have a strong list of 26 different YouTubers, but there might be a few that are missing that you hoped were on there, and that's simply because I couldn't get a response from them. I'm sorry, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We have Professor JJ here today. You guys loved his segment in the last video, or 2 videos ago, in the last Mario video.
Mario and stream,
Yep. And so he's back, and for this video, I'm going to be judging the pieces based off of utility, how often I use them, how good of a piece it is, and you're going to be basing it off of aesthetic, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I don't understand the versatility of some of these pieces, and hopefully you'll shed a little bit of light on that, because some of these look a little
questionable. Yeah.
Well, as Brickspiration here said, I am Professor JJ. Me and Brickspiration have had a couple classes together throughout his adventures throughout college, and eventually over time he was able to talk me into joining him on several adventures and slowly learning a little bit more about LEGO and really appreciating the amount of creativity that the LEGO community just has overall, which astounds me. Like, you know, you see a couple of things on Instagram or whatever you guys go online, and you'll see what people can do with Legos, and it's like, you know, that might be just a one-time thing, but to know there's a whole community out there of people that are just so creative and talented is definitely something that attracts me to want to learn more about Legos and see more people do things with their Legos. And as such, Brickspiration has asked me today if I would come join and rank some of these wondrous pieces, and some of them look really confusing because I swear that's just rubber bands.
Yeah, you know, a fresh face on the channel never does any harm.
Exactly. And then y'all seem to have liked me in the previous video and stream, and so
the Discord server really likes you. So he's here. He's here to stay for now.
For now. Iconic.
If this video doesn't do well, maybe that'll change.
Maybe not. You might not see me ever again.
But, you know, we've waited long enough. Let's go ahead and get into the list. And we're going to start with Ant Bandit. And Ant Bandit chose the 1x1 crystal with 5 points, and some of the creators I reached out to specified what color they wanted it to be in, and he specified trans neon, and I'll bring up the color if it's relevant to, you know, the piece that they chose.
Looks like kryptonite.
Yeah, so you're right. That is usually the piece that they use for kryptonite when representing it. And so for me, I don't think I've ever used this piece in a build, which is kind of knocking it down a peg. But aesthetic-wise, what are you thinking?
Aesthetically, I'm thinking, like, I'm not a big fan of, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the neon color. I'm not. Even though it reminds me of Superman, it reminds me of the kryptonite when I play the LEGO games and whatnot. I'm not the biggest fan of kryptonite specifically. So I'd rank it somewhere in my middle. Probably if I had to go from a 1 to a 5, I'd put it at a 3. Right in the middle.
Would 3 be C tier or B tier?
B.
B is middle.
Yeah, because it's definitely passing. It's not like, you're cutting it close with a C.
Yes.
Thank you, Ant Bandit, for our kryptonite.
Yes, and thank you to all the creators for responding.
That too. Yes, yes.
Alright, so I did a poll on my Instagram and also my YouTube community page asking what creators they wanted to see in the ranking, and they put me in the ranking.
Ooh.
And so, to keep it fair, I'm not going to say anything about this one. You are going to choose. It is a 1x2 masonry brick in sand green specifically. It is one of my favorite pieces of all time. You guys know this if you're a longtime viewer.
I give it a C.
You're giving it a C?
I'm going to give it a C for now because I have no clue what somebody could use that for. But obviously, you use it for something.
I know, but I'm not going to help you.
You know, but aren't going to help me.
Yes.
Look, at the end of the video, you should tell me
what I use it for.
What you use it for.
Okay. Yeah, remind me, because someone else put a masonry brick in a different color. So how about I talk about it when we get to her?
Okay. Because yeah, for now I'm giving it a C, and maybe when you explain what it's used for, she might get a higher grade.
All right. So next up we got Claire's Creations, and she put a 2x2 tile in no particular color. And of course, 2x2 tile I think is a very basic answer, but it's basic for a reason, because you're always going to use this as a LEGO builder or LEGO mock builder, regardless of what your style of building is or what kind of theme you're going for. Tiles are always used, and for that I'm going to want to put it probably top of B. What do you think?
Top of B, a B plus. Okay.
What do you think, JJ? Let's hear your
Well,
thoughts.
there's no specific color, so aesthetically I can't give it anything based on color. But I do like the tile. I do like the tile pieces for when I'm doing little Lego builds, not personal creations, but just like following the instructions. However, they are hard for me to grab sometimes. They are very slippery. They don't have like a little bump on the top of them because they're not. They only have an attachment point on the bottom of the tile, which I get is for the tile, but it should make it easier to grab. I have large fingers.
So where would you?
So I can agree with you. I can give it a B plus or an A minus.
So we'll keep it there.
Yeah, we'll keep it right there because I'm feeling like there might be some more pieces that go above this one. But for now, I like the tile piece, but it is hard to grab.
And a standard thing when making tier lists is that people get a one time where you can put it somewhere and I can't question it. So we'll say we each get a one time. So if there's a piece in here, when we get to it, not right now, if you want to use your one time to just disregard my opinion, you just let me know.
Oh, okay.
All right. So next we got Oz the Creator. He is a Chao LUG member. You should check him out, and the Chao LUG will be in the description below. Great creator. I think he deserves way more love than he currently has, so go check him out. And he chose the Brickheads brick, which is one of my favorite pieces. I think it is one of the most useful pieces for mock building of all time. Definitely in top 5. It's probably like second or third. And so I want to put it in S tier.
Whoa.
But what do you think?
S tier. It's only got what I consider to be 6 attachment points.
I mean,
no attachment points on the sides right here.
No, but if you want to consider the bottom studs.
Oh, there are bottom studs.
The underside studs, yes. Yeah.
I give it A.
You want to do top of A?
Yeah, I'd give it top of A. I don't see what would make that S tier. In your description you just gave me, I don't know. As a person who doesn't do mock builds, I guess I wouldn't know. But
yeah. Well,
we can get a top of A.
I'm gonna hold on to my one time, but if we get to the end of the list and I haven't used it, I'm gonna
move that one back up.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. All right, next we got Peter's pieces.
It's like a cape.
He chose a thick brick separator. You've used a brick separator before.
I have.
Usually they come in orange. This one's black and it's thicker, as you can see.
Why would you need a thicker one?
You wouldn't.
Oh, it's just to be like that.
Yeah, it's just to be like that, just to be different.
Oh, that's an S tier.
Really?
That's S tier right there.
Nah.
Just to be different, the uniqueness of that brick separator.
You mean to tell me that me explaining how useful this piece is, how incredible it is, how often I use it, you're putting it at top of A. But this is just different. It's not like other girls.
Separator.
It's not like other girls.
It's not like other girls. That one, that shines bright to me. That stands out.
I'm nothing if not fair. Let's put it at bottom of S.
Yeah, you can do bottom of S.
All right.
I like that just for fun.
All right, next we got Sacred, big name in the community. I don't think I need to explain what this piece is.
I think you do.
Well,
what is that?
The official number, if I have it listed here, this is piece number 32557, otherwise known as the.
I thought that wasn't what it was, and so I was gonna let it slide. But
no.
Okay. What builds would that be a part of?
I don't think I've ever used it for a build.
For comedy purposes, we'll put it in bottom A.
Bottom A.
But we need a reason for that.
I want to bring it down to top of B. If you're not gonna use it, I don't think it deserves to be an A.
Nah, because that piece is definitely in the middle of the suit. That can go bottom of B.
Bottom of B?
Yeah, not quite near your C tier.
C tier masonry
brick, but.
All right, fair enough. Next we got Axie Droid, and he has the plant stem, but specifically in olive green, which is one of my favorite colors.
I think I've seen that plant stem in like some Lego Star Wars games.
Yeah, it's used pretty often.
I played a lot of Lego games on the PlayStation and whatnot, or the Wii, when that was more popular. And so I've seen this plant stem brick a lot in such games, but I've not seen necessarily in builds that I've like put together with my hands too often.
I don't think it's used very often in sets now. there was a point,
During the early
especially when
2000s
Lego
and
video
whatnot.
games were coming out.
Mhm.
It was used very often.
I'm going to put that, just based on its familiarity to me,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say above that weird skeleton piece, above that tower piece in the B section. It's like third B. No, there you go, third B.
Okay.
I like kryptonite more than I like the plant stem. The plant stem has no purpose to me.
All right, I can live. I can live with that. I think the plant pieces are great, but there are better plant pieces. Well, next we have Blazin. Blazin Bricks chose the 1x1 cheese slope. Cheese slope is a great piece. I like it a lot. I want to put it at A.
I can agree with that. It looks exactly like what the name signifies. It looks like a slice of cheese.
Yeah.
It's a slope of cheese. And I'm not really a cheesy individual, but yes, that would definitely get an A from me.
Okay, a quick, easy one. Moving on to Brick Customs. He had a 1x1 modified brick with 2 extra studs on the side, as you can see. And
Whoa.
I think this is a good piece on the basis of it's a snot brick, but I think it's the least of the snot bricks.
What's a snot brick?
A snot brick is a piece or a brick that has extra studs on the side. So if you look later on the list, we have Fanatic who picked a 1x1 modified snot brick, but with 4 studs on all sides. We also have TD Bricks later in the list that chose a 1x1 snot brick with 1 extra stud. And then also TGE Builds chose a headlight brick which has 1 on the side. So it's a big category of bricks, and I think this is the least of them. So I would put it bottom of C.
Okay. I can see that.
Okay.
I can warm up to that. Because to me, it looks like a very versatile piece. Like it can connect from basically any side from what it looks like. Minus the top. I can't tell if that's smooth or a hole.
It's a smooth hole. Or
Ah.
it's a smooth hole. That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make
Smooth.
sense.
It's just a stud. It's a standard.
Oh, it's a stud. Like, no, okay.
But you also have to think about the majority of when
What
you're
can
going to
you
be
put it on?
using this piece is like on corners, which is you're not going to be using that very often.
No, you're not using it very often. It looks like it'd be like, useful.
Yeah.
But I guess in actual use, it's not as useful as you would think.
I'm sure that there are people who can make this very useful, but I think the standard Lego builder probably struggles to make it
I
useful.
probably struggle to make that useful.
So we'll put it bottom C.
Bottom C.
All right. Next we have Brick Science, and he chose a 1x2 jumper plate, and I really like this piece. I use it a lot.
Okay, where would you put it?
I would put it bottom of A.
So we might have to average this one out, or you might use your one time on this one. Because to me, if I don't know what y'all do, but if you're using a mop, and the stick of the mop comes out of the mop, that is what that looks like to me. Purely off of aesthetics, and purely off of I have no clue what else that would look like. It looks like either my headlight, not my headlight, but my mirror in my car fell off,
Yeah.
or the mop stick came out of the mop, and so I'm looking at the mop just laid there on the floor. And I don't know how that makes you feel, but it makes me feel very sad. So I would put that. I would want to say either that'd be our first F or bottom of C.
Ooh. Well then, let's average it out. Let's put
That's what I
it
say.
bottom of
You
B.
might want to average that out
Because I'm not letting you put it in F.
it's a mop.
There are way more uses than that. And the mock builders watching this video will know how many use cases there are for it.
Okay, I'll take that word for it.
So are we sticking with bottom of B?
Top of C. I'm
No.
gonna rock paper scissors.
Sure.
That way we all know it's fair.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. Bottom of C. Or top. You said top of C, didn't
Top
you?
of C.
All right, top of C.
Professor JJ for the win again.
I'm sorry, mock builders. I did my very best.
He did his
Luck
best.
was not in my side. All right, next we got Brick Stoic, and I gotta look at what this one's called because I always forget. It is called the Bar 1L with angled hollow stud, and I think this one has its uses. Not very many of them, but the uses that it fulfills can only be fulfilled by it.
A shower piece.
Well, what I like to do is I take these in transparent clear, and use it to pose minifigures.
Oh, I did notice that. Okay, that's what that one was.
Yeah, that's what I use it for.
Oh, that's very useful.
And this is the only piece that you can use that for.
In transparent clear.
Right. And so it's the uses are few and far between, but the uses it has are very special.
Why'd you put it in F?
I was just holding it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't put it in F.
I'm putting it in S.
You want to put it in? I'm willing to put it in S.
Yeah, because the amount of times that I use that, we use that at Brick Fair to set things back up or get the Sonic minifigs to do the exact sitting that we wanted them to do or running poses. I thought that was just amazing. I was like, I don't know what this piece is, but it's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Next to the red brick.
It's also great using it for projectiles to make it look like projectiles are flying through the air. So it has a lot of uses.
It's very useful.
All right.
Do you have some over there?
All right.
Very useful.
Moving on to BV Studios, he chose the lightning element. I don't think I would put this bottom of C if it was up to me. I don't think I've ever used this for a build.
It's lightning. That's cool.
It is cool. On premise, it is cool.
On the premise of it being lightning, that's cool. I don't think it's not getting out of C tier for me though. And I don't think it might be behind the mop. If I had to move it in C tier, I'd move it up behind the mop.
Okay.
But that'd be it.
I can live with that.
I can live with that.
All right. Moving on, we got Doodle Bricks. He chose the 1x2 plate with the rounded edges and hollow studs. I think this is a good piece. It's very unique, and I would put it in A.
See? There we go.
I would put it right here.
I like my cheese slope.
Okay.
I don't know.
I won't fight you on this.
I'm not trying to argue about it, but it's
no.
I don't know what I like the way it looks.
I definitely use cheese slopes more, but I like the premise of this a lot.
I like that it's rounded because I think Legos, really blocky pieces typically. But looking at that round piece, I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, that would be good to add that to a build of some kind. That would really make it look more dimensional, I'd say.
All right.
And now we came up to the brick of question.
Next we have Emmasaurus, and she chose the 1x2 masonry brick in white. And
it's used for?
I think it is for new mock builders. This is the piece that they should prioritize. It easily gives your build texturing because it has the little grooves. I'm not putting it in F. I'm just putting it here for now. It has grooves. You can't see the other side, but the other side also has grooves. And the other side only has one singular groove, so you can choose how much texturing you want with the brick by flipping it over. And I think for new builders and even experienced builders, this is the piece that you are going to want the most of. Because at the end of the day, this is just an easy replacement for a standard brick. It makes it look more detailed, more professional. Just it uplifts your build in a beautiful way.
Reminds me of a brick wall.
Yes. I'm sure a lot of buildings, like Lego buildings, use this piece. Probably not in white, but you get the idea. I like to use sand green for like abandoned temples.
I like the white better. And thus I would put it. Where would you put it?
I mean, if it were up to me, I'd put all the masonry bricks in S tier easily.
Yeah, no, your masonry brick can stay in C tier. Her masonry brick though can go to S tier. I would even rank it above my brick separator.
Oh really?
Yes.
Right here?
Yep. I did originally when we did it, I definitely did I did take mine to texture. I did not know there was one. It was like only one line on the other side.
You can kind of see it.
But I
a little etching.
don't care for the sand green. I don't know what it is. It just does not. Maybe if I saw the actual brick itself, it looks different. But this image of it does not do it any flattery.
Well, as long as it's an S tier, I'm happy.
One of them made it to S tier.
As long as one of them.
The average is like a B+ right now for the masonry brick community.
My dog is barking. I'm sure you guys can hear that. Regardless, we're moving on to Ethan, the artisan, and he chose
rubber bands.
Lego rubber bands. Lego produces rubber bands, and I think this is a good piece.
Did they come in green?
No, these are the colors they come in.
Blue, red, and yellow.
They each have different sizes. You can kind of see the white one is the smallest one.
It's a white one?
Yeah, you can see it right there. And then we got the blue and red one, and then we got the biggest one, which is yellow. And for builders that like to dive into illegal mock techniques, this is the piece for them.
There's an illegal mock technique?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't sat down and explained it. Maybe I should do a video about that, explaining all the terminology to you.
I did not know there was even building.
But for illegal mock techniques, this is the piece, and so I would put it bottom of A.
It's illegal.
So?
I like that. That was a good answer. Okay, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, I feel like it's a rubber band. So that in itself, with the same argument with the cheese slope and the large brick separator, it's unique. It stands out to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I would give it an A.
All right.
I don't know if it would. You think it would change the order of A a little bit? You're putting it bottom of A.
Do you want to move it up?
I want to move it. I would.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Where do we move?
There you go.
The rounded piece, I think, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Right behind the cheese slope. The cheese slope is just so iconic.
True. All right. We're moving on to Fanatics, and he chose another one of the snot bricks, but this one has 4 studs on all sides. In my mind, it's the most useful snot brick, and I would put it here. Can you support that?
I will support that, actually.
All right. All right, next we got Firebird bricks, and Firebird brick chose the 16 by 16 Technic brick.
Is that what, it's like a platform?
Yes.
That you build everything on?
Yes.
I love that. I don't know why.
I would put it in F. But I'll leave.
I might want to use my one time.
If you, I mean, we don't have too much of the list left, so if you want to use your one time.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my one time, cause I get the. It's not so much that 16 by 16 platform piece that I'm thinking about. That I guess is what I like. I like all the platform pieces because it makes me feel like, okay, I'm building something here. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. All of it's in my brain, but I want to have whatever I make. I want it to fit between these dimensions at least.
Sure.
Allow me to have a bit more structure, and then if there's overhang off of it, that's cool too.
I hear you.
But it gives me a ground zero to work with.
Counterpoint. It is the most basic answer you could say.
Bleeping that out.
I asked him what his favorite Lego piece is, and he picked this. There's so many other pieces.
Ground zero.
I think Ground Zero deserves F tier.
You think Ground Zero deserves the zero?
Mm-hmm.
I think Ground Zero, like without a solid foundation, you won't be able to eventually get to that technique of being able to branch out without even needing that platform piece anymore. To have like a flying airship, Fire Nation airship, we all start with a platform piece.
If you want to use your one time.
Did you start with a platform piece?
No, I did not.
You just started building one day. I was like, I'm just gonna build.
No, I started with base plates, which is later on the list, so we'll get to that.
How's that different than a platform piece? Is it flatter?
The base plate is about half a plate. This is one brick.
One
brick tall. Yeah.
Even that tier.
Okay.
I don't want to use I'm not gonna use it then. Okay, now that you described the difference between a face plate and that one brick tall thingamajiggy.
Okay.
I'll wait.
All right. Next we have JB Brick Fanatic, and he chose a bracket. And let me say the number. He chose Lego piece 79389, which is, it's not a brand new piece, but it's relatively new. I would say within the last like 5 years or so. And I think this is a good piece, but I would put it right around here. Yeah.
It's causing no racket in my brain, so we're gonna leave it right there in the middle of the list.
All right. And moving on to Just Too Good, she chose let me make sure I get the dimensions right, because this is an older piece. She chose an 8x16 base plate, which is no longer produced. It's retired. I want to put it at the bottom of C.
The bottom of C is really close to the top of F. And you just got to talk about how you like that piece more.
I like
than the 16x16.
I like standard base plates more. This one is about half the size of a standard base plate. I mean, and it's retired for a reason.
Well, I think it's retired. Well, yeah, I get that. We don't have much of a list left, and the whole sake of giving me a one time is for the sake of argument.
Right.
And so I want to at least move it to above my cheese brick.
Really?
And I'm going to tell you now why. Now, originally I said that the 16 by 16 gave me nostalgia, and it does still. But that plate right there, that thin piece of gray Lego, that's now retired. That was what, when I was still, like, you know, in my Lego phase as a child and being younger and whatnot, and still building things, that was the piece that I loved to chew on.
And you want to put it in A tier for that reason.
For chewing and for building. Yep.
All right.
It's versatile.
I mean, you're using your one time. I can't argue
That
with
is
that.
my one time.
One last note. I believe this is the only piece we've covered so far that is retired.
Oh, okay.
Not to sway you in any way, but just letting you know. I think it looks like there's 2 more that we have
Maybe
to
you
cover
gotta
that are
leave.
retired. All right, next we got Maticus, and he chose...
Snot.
No. He chose the 5x6 plant piece.
When I look at it, I think snot. When I look at the Lego games, I think that's a snot look. That looks like when you blow your nose in a tissue.
Well, this is used for plants.
Or a movie. When people blow their nose in movies and like a super stretchy stuff comes out, that's what we think. That's what I think of. Putting it in B tier.
This is where I would put it.
Above the lightning bolt.
I've never once used the lightning bolt. I've used these plenty.
I would put it on the bottom of B tier.
Why don't we just put it in the middle? Right here. Can you live with that?
I can live with that.
All right. Next we got Mr. Saurus.
That's the red brick. The classic, iconic red brick.
It's not.
It's not?
This is another retired brick, specifically a retired color. This is sand red. He said any piece in sand red. So I picked a standard 2x2 in sand red.
The 2x2 red brick is what I thought
So,
was. I was like, maybe it's a little pale.
So we'll base this off of the color, not the piece, because I chose the piece.
Yes.
So looking at this color, looking at sand red, how does it stack up?
It's not as vibrant as the other pieces that we see on this tier list. I really want to put... You're putting sand red as S?
Well,
You want to?
I want to. Only on the... behind this. Only on the basis that Mr. Saurus is Emma Saurus's husband. And it would be nice and wholesome if they were together.
Yes. Yes, it would be. Because otherwise I was like, I wouldn't... I don't know where to put that. I really don't know where to put that. But yes, I would love to put them two together.
All right.
Let's keep them together.
We'll put them together. Let the record show that if we were taking this very seriously, I would probably put it in C tier.
If we were putting this, I put it top of...
But we're just here to have
Top
a
or bottom
laugh,
of C tier.
entertain some people for a little bit, and
So that's Emmosaurus?
This is Emmosaurus.
And that's
Mr. Saurus.
Mr. Saurus.
Yeah, I think it's good naming.
So I think Mr. Saurus was only saved by Emmosaurus today.
Yes.
Okay, make sure we make that for the record.
All right.
So we can talk about that later.
Nick's Bricks chose an inverted 1x2 bracket, and I think this is definitely better.
It's like a laptop.
It does look like a laptop. I think it's definitely better than the other bracket we covered. And
I think so too.
I would put it bottom of A if I were choosing.
I was gonna say bottom of A actually.
We're right on the money then.
But I said I know A, but bottom of A. Now I'm looking at other pieces in A. I might even give it above my cheese brick.
Really?
Yes, but below the
base plate.
The base plate that I earlier used my one-time usage on. Yeah, I like that piece. I like that bracket piece a lot.
Okay, I can live with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you use it for?
A lot of things.
Exactly. Versatility is really...
It's very good.
Very good. That's good.
Right.
I like that piece.
All right, next we have
this piece.
RR Slugger. I need to look at what it's called.
Please do, because I don't know what this is supposed to be.
So this is a Lego piece number 30303. That's a nice number. It's retired. It was, I know for sure it was used in Power Miners. I don't know if you remember that theme. It's an older theme. I think it's a good piece, but really there's not really any use for it. And I would put it, if it was solely my list, I would put it bottom of C.
F.
Really?
I don't. I don't. It gives me a little bit of Iron Man vibes, honestly. Like, what, if you could build on it, you'd put like some translucent Legos around on those outer connection points, and then put like a little Iron Man minifig inside of it, however you want to have it facing. And I think that would be very cool. But maybe it's just the Avengers Tower next to me that gives me that kind of a vibe with that piece. That's just what I would think to use it for. But outside of that one use that I could list just now in that very specific instance, I don't have anything for it.
So you want to put it top of F?
Yes.
Okay. Next we got Cymox, and he chose...
A ray gun.
It's a ray gun from Overwatch. Yep. I don't know if that makes a difference to you.
Tracer, probably.
Probably.
See? I play Overwatch. I played Overwatch. I know my things.
I would put it bottom of B.
I would put it right next to the lightning bolt.
Alright, we'll stick with that.
Are there other Lego gun pieces?
There are. There are. This is probably the most useful of them.
The ray gun?
Yeah.
Really?
Because it has the most exposed studs to build off of.
Okay. And on to our next brick, I suppose.
Alright.
Yep, I have no more thoughts on that ray gun.
Next we have TD Bricks, and he chose the 1x1 modified snot brick with a singular stud.
So the other sides all look like that, where they're smooth.
Yes.
Real smooth.
Yes.
That's a smooth brick. I give it...
I would put it here.
A. I give it A.
Where an A?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
Above the round brick, but not above the rubber bands.
Right here?
Yes, for comedy purposes.
Alright. Next we have TGE Builds. Is that? Yeah, TGE Builds. He changed his name, and so I'm still getting used to it.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is a 1x1 snot headlight brick. I think it is within the same vein as this brick. They're very similar, with the key difference being this has like this indent right here, which I think puts it top of B.
I was gonna say bottom of A, top of B. But let's leave it in B, because I'm just gonna, I like, even though it's smooth on all sides, the fact that it has that little groove right there, one would upset me a little bit, because it's just like, the exact sound I just made. And it's like, like you said, it's like a stoplight piece. I'm not building a traffic light often, or a stoplight often.
Fair. C-Trends Animations, I believe I'm saying that right, I'm pretty sure, and he chose the 1x2 modified door rail plate, and this is a good piece. I would even say bottom of S. Actually, no, I can't put it in front of the brickhead piece. I would put it here.
You said you can't put it above the hoop piece?
This piece, brickhead piece.
What do you like? Is it supposed to be like they're like the minifig's hand goes on it? Where does that go? It's a door rail.
It's a door rail, but usually it's used for texturing, in the same vein as the masonry bricks.
Okay. There's another masonry brick on here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
way down there.
You put it there.
I felt good about that.
Awful person.
I felt good about that one.
Are you the one that put
the mop one right there?
Are you the one that put the mop that one there?
Yes.
Okay.
Where'd you want that again?
Well, because I glanced at it, I was like, I'm angry about where this is. I don't think I put it there.
Yeah, I probably said it looks like when you take a mop out of a thing.
That does seem.
We can make final adjustments. Where do you think the mop handle goes? Because you still haven't, from what I've heard, you still haven't used your one time yet.
I have not used my one time yet. I think this just doesn't deserve to be in C.
What would you give it with the versatility and the purposes you know as a Lego creation expert?
That's probably where I would put it.
I can.
I'm not using my one time, so you are free to argue this.
We had it in C.
Yeah, we had top of C.
It went from C to A. So this piece must be so amazing to have almost got to S tier.
Sound off in the comments. This piece is amazing.
Please put in the comments so I may read this if that piece right there is amazing. If it's not, and this is a hot take on Brickspiration's behalf, please let it be known. I think I used my one time on that our first retired brick. For nostalgic purposes, for my old time Lego fans from the early 2000s and whatnot, we remember that piece. We remember that piece because it was pretty much like every set that I got.
Am I allowed to use my one time?
This is your channel. I feel like if I say no, I don't really get a say. Whoa. That's wild. He was playing chess. He was smart. He said, I'm going to move my piece.
Yep.
Okay, get me out of the C category.
Yep.
I can accept that.
All right, cool. I love me my masonry bricks. And that about wraps up this list. I think I'm pretty happy with where we ended up. Thank you to everyone who responded to my DMs.
Thank you.
It was great. We got a good list here. And to all of you guys watching, class dismissed. Keep on inspiring.
Keep on brickspiring.